What's up, guys? I'm in the lab, aka my room. But this is the creator's table, and of course, I got some games, some tips, some wisdom for you guys. And today's episode, I'm going to break it into two parts. It's the blessing of starting from the bottom and the curse from starting from the bottom. So I think all of us have heard that famous Drake song, "Started from the bottom, now we're here." Well, we can use that, but we're not. The curse is going to be the one I want to lead with. The curse from starting from the bottom is usually you never know when it's time for you to leave that identity alone. Now, that is not saying you should forget where you came from. It's not saying that. It's saying that I don't use that anymore as a badge of honor. Usually, when it's time for you to do bigger exploits and time for you to go into bigger spaces, bigger rooms, different types of people, whether that's gender or color or race, we use that. I got it from the mud, I started from the bottom, as a badge of honor when it's not even supposed to be a badge of honor. So how do I do that, Drew? How do I not let that become my identity? I probably started from the bottom because whoever was before me couldn't get me out from the bottom. My parents, grandparents, guardians, whomever, they did all they could, and they didn't have a chance to get you from the bottom. So it's not like you earned that. It's more so what you were engrafted into. So I want to think that my identity is not wrapped up in that. Because if I think my identity is wrapped up in that, when it's time for people to help me, I'll always reject it. I'll always push it away. Or I'll always think that if I got it from the bottom once, I can do it again. Yes, it's true, but it's not the way you want to keep living. The second curse from getting it from the bottom or getting it from the mud, whatever term you want to use, is realizing that everyone will not have that same story. So how you communicate with somebody is vital. And if you think they got it from the mud, if they got it from the bottom, their grind just might not be the same as yours, right? They may not be used to pulling all-nighters. They may not be used to being every single team member on the team, the marketing, the secretary, the promoter. They may not be used to that. And that's fine. You just can't start thinking that because you got it from the bottom, that everyone did, and that's how they're going to be relating or communicating with you. It's not fair to them, and it's not fair to you. As a business owner, if you think like that, you'll probably fire a lot of employees who do not have that same hustle or that same dog. The last thing I would say, the curse with getting it from the bottom, is a lot of times there's a lot of trauma that comes with that. There's a lot of built-in struggle that we don't realize is trauma. I use this story. We grew up poor, and we didn't know we were poor. I didn't know we were poor until one day I was at a beach with some friends. And in my house at that time, it was me and my three sisters and my mom. At that time, when we got deli meat, we got one slice of like the ham and then one slice of cheese, and you put it on the bread and you ate it. And so that we thought that's how you did things. So I was at a beach, and I saw my friend grab like 5 slices of ham and like 3 slices of cheese. And I was freaking out internally. And I was like, "What are you doing, bro? Everyone has to eat." And he said something that changed my life. He said, "Dude, look, it's enough for everybody to have more than 1 piece of cheese and 1 piece of ham. This is more than enough." The trauma for me was thinking that it wasn't enough. And that can sometimes mess with you having an abundant mindset. The trauma had to have gotten confronted. I had to confront those type of things and realize that it was easily seeping into other areas of my life. So that's also a curse of getting it from the bottoms, taking it from the mud. Now, make sure you come back for part 2, where I explain the blessing of it, right? You wanted to have both sides so that you can come to a conclusion and think, what's the best way to do this? What's the best idea that I can take from both of these podcasts and then use it for my life? So with that, go be great.